Hey Barbarians, I'm making a special short video today to talk about how to get your cooldown for charge down to 0 seconds. So charge is a very popular ability this season, and you can pretty easily get the cooldown to 0 seconds. Some of the tools you need to do that are ranks of charge, cooldown reduction on your gear, the power charge ability, which allows you to reduce the cooldown by up to 9 seconds. Well, technically up to 15 seconds. I'll talk about that some more. And ranks of charge on your gear, as well as the Bear Clan Berserkers aspect. So to make this easier, I've created a spreadsheet which I'll share in the description of the video. So this is a little bit overwhelming at first, but what you need to focus on is the green cells. And if you're trying to boss fight with a 0 second cooldown, and I haven't seen anyone do that, but it sounds cool and it is possible. Look at this yellow cell. That's kind of hard goal to hit, but it is possible. So how to read this? Okay. Just going to scroll a little bit to the left, but I guess that's as good as it's going to be centered right now. So anyway, depending on how much cooldown reduction you have on your gear, you're going to look at one of these columns. They're labeled 0, 10.3, 32, etc. If you're running, for example, a helmet that has 10.3% cooldown reduction, and you're running the Bear Clan Berserkers aspect, that gives you 32, you'll look at this column that has a 10.3 and a 32. And then as you look down the different rows, they correspond to different number of ranks in charge. So charge, as it ranks up, deals more damage, but also has a reduced cooldown. So if you have 10.3 cooldown reduction on your helmet, 32% from Bear Clan Berserker, and you have 4 ranks in charge, and you hit 3 enemies, the cooldown, well, normally the cooldown would be 8.9 seconds, but hitting 3 enemies reduces that by 9 seconds down to 0. So these green cells are what you want to aim for depending on what your gear is, or what you want to rank charge up to depending on what your gear is or what context you're fighting in. So I'll just show some of these bonuses where you can get them, and then I'll come back and show another example from the chart. So over here, I've got a character set up with just minimum skills, what he needs basically to get to charge. And I put as many skill points into it as I could. You'll see it says the rank is 19 and the cooldown is 10.9 seconds. So how do I get the rank to 19? Well, there's an affix on your amulet, potentially, if you're running a custom legendary amulet, plus 3 ranks to brawling skills. You also get another 3 ranks on the Ring of the Ravenous if you're running that. The Harlequin Crest can give you 4 ranks to all skills. And there's an affix on Legendary Legs that give plus 4 ranks to charge. So if we've got plus 4, plus 4, plus 3, plus 3, that's 10, 20? No, 14? Right, 14. And if we put 5 into charge by default, 14 and 5 makes 19. You can actually get higher than this. The Construct in Season 3 has the Evernight Stone that'll give you plus 4 to all skills. This is not factored into the stat sheet because it is conditional. This only happens when your attached Governing Stone uses its ability. When the attached governing stone is used, right? So plus 4, let's just go back here. And if we had charge plus 4 ranks, that would be rank 29. I'm actually not sure what the cooldown would be for that. I am planning to update the sheet, but as you'll see right now, I've just got question marks at that point. So that's the number of ranks and all the different ways to get ranks in charge. How about cooldown reduction? So the Harlequin Crest has 10.3% cooldown reduction. There are other helmets with cooldown reduction. Godslayer Crown has 10.3. Tusk Helm of Joritz has 10.3, but only, well, it says 10, but it's probably 10.3. This is only active when the unique aspect is active. If you've tried to gain Berserking while you're already Berserk, this can trigger, and then you'll get a couple bonuses. One of them is cooldown reduction. And there's also a cooldown reduction affix on any custom legendary helmet if you're running one of those. You also can get cooldown reduction on your amulet, a custom amulet, as well as battle trance as cooldown reduction. Finally, the Bear Clan Berserkers aspect can grant you from 16 to 32% cooldown reduction to brawling skills for 2 seconds. So there's one thing to mention about this. If this brings your brawling skill cooldown to 2 seconds or less, then your skill will actually finish cooling down before this effect falls off, potentially. Like, let's say you killed something with charge, this triggers, your cooldown is 2 seconds or less. As it's ticking down, the effect is going to fall off, but charge finishes cooling down before it falls off. In that case, you don't need to worry about the fact that there's a time limit on that, because as long as charge finishes cooling down before the effect falls off, then it might as well have no time limit at all, right? You just need to like constantly trigger this by constantly killing enemies while berserking. Charge makes you berserking, charge kills everything in one hit. It's a pretty great combo. You can keep this up consistently, and I like to run this all the time in my charge builds. So once again, looking back at the sheet, you want to aim for these green cells, and you want to always hit 3 enemies, because power charge, let's look at that. Reduces charge cooldown by 3 seconds for each enemy hit up to 9 seconds. Charging a boss reduces the cooldown by 6 seconds. If you have the ancestral charge aspect, you'll have 4 ancients flanking you and charging with you, and any of the enemies that they hit will also trigger power charge. And one more thing to mention, I've had occasions in vaults where I'm charging 3 enemies or more, plus Son of Malphus or the Butcher. They count as a boss, and this is not an either or. This is not like 3 per enemy hit and 6 for a boss up to 9. If you hit 3 enemies at least and a boss, this cools you down 15 seconds. That's pretty great. Very rare that it happens though, so don't plan for that. Anyway, so in typical gameplay, if you want charge to be up all the time, aim for these green cells, right? And I think the easiest way to do that is to have a Bear Clan Berserker and 7 ranks of charge. And you can do that if you put 5 ranks into charge and then have any one of Ravenous Ring, or 3 ranks on an amulet, or 4 ranks on your pants, or Shaco, or Evernight. In fact, if you have multiple of those different things, you can hit this with just 1 rank in charge plus those bonuses. And if you have all of those things, you don't even need the Bear Clan Berserker, because just having cooldown reduction on your amulet and on your helmet and 12 ranks in charge can get this to 9. Based on this progression here, I'm going to estimate that this is 9.1 and this is 9.0, which means if you have all those bonuses, which you probably won't, you could potentially have a 0-second cooldown with this case as well, but I don't really know for sure. And I think you would need Shaco. You would not need a custom helmet. You could run something like Banished Lord's Talisman. You would need charged legs, but you wouldn't have to run Bear Clan Berserkers, which would mean a more reliable uptime of a 0-second charge. That's kind of cool. Anyway, yeah, you know what? I think I have a charge build that can do this. That's neat, but I don't have all that stuff, and I never will. So anyway, good to think about. And once again, if you do hit a boss plus 3 enemies, you'll subtract 15 seconds from your charge cooldown, which makes it extremely easy to hit that even with almost no bonuses. But that's such a rare case, I'm not going to really highlight it on here. Anyway, that's the explanation of this. Again, the link for this will be in the description of the video, and I hope this is helpful. Feel free to view this, make a copy of it, take a picture of it, whatever. Save it on your desktop, put it on your fridge. Anyway, I hope that helps. Have a great day, and good luck.